Black Ops 7 is finally here, and it's already a massive conversation in the gaming community. We wouldn't talk launch week without talking to one of the most dedicated players out there. She's been grinding Call of Duty since she was little. She's an awesome, bubbly personality and has been deep in the trenches since the servers went live. Please welcome the fantastic Boltziiee. You and I have been on the grind since second the server went live, and I know your passion for the franchise runs deep. So please, let's waste no time. After a full week of Black Ops 7, give me your brutally honest top-level impression.
Okay, so I have to admit, I have been enjoying it, but the biggest downside is multiplayer, I have to say.
No!
Yeah.
Like, in comparison to Black Ops 6, or...?
Yeah, I think... Personally, the wall jumping is awful. They should have left it in the past.
Right.
They said they got rid of SBMM, but if I'm perfectly honest, I don't think they have. It's still there. It is. They tried saying in when it was the beta that you're going to have, I think it's like a core mode setting where SBMM isn't there. And the rest of it is, but I don't think that's happened. I think it's still there in all of it. It's very sweaty. It's just, honestly, graphically, fantastic. They've done a great job on that. But with the actual, I don't know, to me it feels like multiplayer is Cold War 2.0 as well as Black Ops 2.0. Like, it's such a repeat cycle of maps, and they need to. We love nostalgia, especially us as, like, you know, OG COD players and all this stuff. But personally, we need new. We need something new. We need something bigger. And they've announced that for season 1, which is coming in December, which is Nuketown again.
Oh, very original.
I mean, it is. I mean, you think of Modern Warfare. It's Shipment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And everyone loves small map for that. So, and that is Shipment, everyone's go-to, whatever. And, you know, not everyone's, but, you know, for grinding camos and everything like that, trying to get them headshots in, as that, you know, that's what camos are these days. You got to get headshots for the first however many. I think it's up to 2,000 kills, I think it is. So it's a good map for that, you know. But with, you know, Nuketown being the base play of Black Ops for majority of it, I think they've kind of, again, they've gone for the feel of, like, the design of it, like the graphics, the colour, that it again, it's BO2 type again, and, you know, the Russian feel, the scrubby feel, like, I don't know, it's, I love Nuketown, and it's such a shame, like, in BO6 it got ruined for me. Like, because again, it's been sweaty. Multiplayer, even for Black Ops 6, has been very sweaty. Yeah. But BO7, I think we'll have to wait and see for Nuketown. But overall, I am impressed with zombies. They've done fantastic with that. Again, I feel like we've gone backwards with that in a good way. Like, we've got a big, for an elite zombie, massive, and I mean massive bear that comes at you and, like, attacks you. Like, it shoots out this, like, it's got these big, like, bubbly boil things on it, and it kind of, like, flies off you, which, like, creates a circle, and it attacks you, like, hits you even if you're within that circle or near it. It makes your health, like, drop, like, quite quickly. You have the option to either go on the big map for that, or you can have just stay in one area, which is at the moment is Fandom Farm, I think it's called. And if I'm honest, that's the best area, because, you know, you got in that little area, which they use for the beta, by the way, is the pack machine in one end, drinks machine there, you got the mystery box there, exfil in the telephone box. You've got a lot of room to play in that area. And I think they've done well with on the big map where old Nessie, which is what the car's called, and putting the pap machine on the back of that. I think that's quite good, to be fair. But yeah, I think overall, I think this whole game, for this year, is about zombies, if I'm honest. Like, it's zombies have killed it on this game for now. But it was a question when Warzone comes back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, campaign mode, I don't think it's that great.
No, I've heard a lot about the campaign mode coming across. It doesn't feel like a Call of Duty campaign. I haven't played it yet. I am going to be playing it, but I've watched a few streamers play it, and I'm just there like, it just doesn't seem Call of Duty.
No, and I haven't got quite far in it yet, but by what I've seen anyway, online play, you're on there, there's a co-op and everything like that. Now, a lot of people, you know what the community's like, they don't have patience. Now, there's a lot of, in the campaign, you want to skip the video. It has to be all four of you in agreement to skip the video, and my god, not a lot of people want to skip the video, so we have to sit and watch that. And then like, it's quite cool that you get to have these like parachute glide things, but it really gives Fortnite vibes, if I'm honest with you.
Right.
So, and even towards like the end where they have this big person that again looks like Fortnite, like you know how they have them events going on, and they're massive, they're huge, and you're trying to kill them and get them down and all this stuff, and it's like, again, Fortnite.
Yeah.
And they all complained and said that MW3 was the worst campaign of all. I'm sorry, no, but this tops it. MW3 weren't as bad as Black Ops 7. I'm sorry.
Oh damn! I was looking forward to the campaign just because it was co-op, like fully co-op. I was just like, sick. I'll get a squad together. We'll run through it. But it's just putting me off going for it. I'd rather jump on zombies for an hour or two. Unless
you've got a squad that you work with anyway, and you're okay with playing with, and you know work as a team and that, then it might be a bit better. But if you're going online with randoms. Oh god, no, it really ain't worth it.
Right, top tip there.
You get camos in this version as well, which I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, I think it's like 3 camos that you can get. And they said about XP, I came out of that game with no XP, man. Nothing.
Oh god.
So I think there's a lot of things here that with the franchise itself, like they tell all these things and say, oh, this is coming, this is what's changing, this is happening, and it's like, we promise this, we promise that. There's nothing that they've like gone through with properly. Do you know what I mean? About the skins, the Vault Edition skins had to change because of obviously the backlash. I just think, if you want me to be honest, I think they're a dying franchise. It's gonna go if they carry on going down this path.
Yeah, especially if you compare it to Battlefield now just come out. The stats that show how many people played in Battlefield the first week compared to Call of Duty is no comparison. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it is wild. And to be honest, like, there's a lot of people keep putting out there about Twitch stats, Reddit, all of this kind of stuff, and they all have different. They're saying Call of Duty has beaten BF6 and then vice versa, and it's like, well, obviously we all know stats wise for release, BF6 won.
Yeah.
We know that. And I hate to say it as a Call of Duty lover. And I have loved Battlefield, and to be fair, they've been dying for a few years now, Battlefield, and they had the resurrection, if you like. But Call of Duty have been beaten. They have, I think, that people, COD players, OG, whether streamers or they're being paid to do it, whatever, they're gonna have to accept it, because to me, like, I'm liking the grind, don't get me wrong, because we've now got they've added weapon prestige, they've added a few different things compared to Black Ops 6, but I personally thought they could have done better. They really could have done better. Like, I've seen better. Cold War is better than this.
I loved Cold War.
I loved Cold War. It will stay in my heart forever, that. Vanguard done better, and that's saying something. And everyone criticised Vanguard. But I'm sorry, but and it really annoys me because it's the Black Ops franchise, and I love Black Ops, but they've ruined it.
Yeah,
for me. I think for a lot of people actually.
So obviously a lot of negativity, like across the board for everyone. I feel like it was just it's trying to hit the nostalgia instead of bringing new original ideas, which is all right for the first couple of weeks of playing it, but it's going to get old eventually. Like we've played these maps before. But you've said zombies is your highlight, but what about zombies makes it your highlight? What makes it feel right?
Oh, I think you have the option to have, you can go. I like going solo. I like even team bit, like building and team, helping with the teams and that. And again, it's a mixture of like not the usual mimic or is it called the Orca, something like that. Like for example, like from Forsaken, that big boy with the 3 heads. Like they brought him back in BO6, and they kind of mixed up with like the new monsters, zombies, to like the old ones, and all this, like really merged them together, which was good. But they've really they've made something new of this, and like even the Klaus as well, the robot. Again, like they've brought him back through because of the story, right? But and he's gone all big and mighty now. Like he's in this big machine and getting you like was it like round 20 or something like that? Like it's something crazy. But you have to shoot these 2 discs on the shoulders of him to like break down the machine, and then obviously you got to fight him afterwards with that, and then like you got to get the part to progress through the story. So then to get to like the boss fights and stuff. The map's fairly big. You got to drive around it, and they've brought back transit type on one area now, and obviously it looks like transit. And the way that they were leading up to this, we all thought transit was coming back, as in a whole map itself. We were quite excited about that, but then when we saw it was just a part of this big map, okay, yeah, good, fair enough, it's there. But it's not the whole map. We want the whole map back. I'd love to have like all the old ones back, but no, it's good. The pace is good of it. Gobblegums are good. I honestly don't have any complaints about zombies, to be honest, at the moment for the first week.
I would say my only complaint is when you play with randos and they take Alt Tessie and go to the next bit, like further on the map, and you're left behind being like, great, I'll have to walk the distance then.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I agree, because if you get in Old Nessie, where the car, everyone's like beeping, like, get in the car, hurry up, but they're being too slow. And it's like, where's he going? Like, he's going over there in the opposite direction. So the driver's like, sod it, I'm off.
Yeah.
So he gets left behind and then gets downed, and then we have to go back and revive him, or use a healing aura or whatever. And it's like, it's meant to be about team, like, it's teamwork here, guys.
Yeah, I think I've learned I'm only going to jump in with a squad that I know, because I'll be like, just come save me, guys, please, don't leave me.
Yeah. No, to be fair, the pace of it does go, like, I'd say by round 11, 12, maybe. It does get a bit faster, like a bit heavier, whatever. Whereas I think even but then that could just be me, I don't know, but in BO6 it wasn't when you got to that level, it wasn't really that hectic. But whereas now it's like, oh, okay, but it's them, I don't know what, I can't remember the name of what they're called, but them little crawling things that they're really quick.
When it turns, it's like every certain amount of rounds you have like the yellow like vignette, don't you, and then like shit, they come in. I literally try to jump on top of a car or something and be like, I can't get them if they're all around me.
But they jump on the car.
I know, but at least they jump up and you can kill one at a time.
Well, yeah, that's true. But when you're on your way from each area, so you go from, like, say, Vanden Farm to, I don't know, the transit areas, for example, like, you do get attacked on the way in the car, but the thing is, I've noticed when you're shooting them, nothing comes up, so you're not getting any points for it. You're not getting like they'll just evaporate, disappear type of thing. You know what I mean? Whereas and when you go past that line, they disappear. They don't go past that line. Like, I'm like, oh, they're not actually coming into the map. I thought they were going to follow us in the car, even jump on the car, and then go into the map with us.
Yeah.
But no, they disappear, they evaporate, they go. Oof, bye.
So basically, save your ammo just until you get to the locations.
Pretty much, but then if you are being hit, then yeah, obviously, like, give them a nudge. Or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, because some of them stand on the roof of the car, or, like, the players stand on the roof of the car, behind the car, or on the bonnet, and it's like, why don't you just get in the car? But yeah, that they're quite cool. But I think they're that quick. I would actually rather face the vermin spiders and the them bat-looking things, whatever they were called in the last one.
Yeah.
You know, they were irritating as hell, but they, you know what, they weren't as quick as these guys. I feel like I'm facing up like to Lewis Hamilton, but zombie style. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, like I think overall, like Zombies is fantastic at the minute, and I think that's what Black Ops like series is all about. It's about zombies, really, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
And they do mainly focus on that, and I think they've done fantastic with that. But we'll see as time goes on.
Multiplayer might bring it back. Yeah, so I started multiplayer as soon as it was released, and my kill death ratio was shocking. Like, with Black Ops 6, I can probably get into the top 3 of my team every time. With this, I was constantly at the bottom. I don't know if it was because all the hardcore players were logging on straight when it was out, so I was only versing the hardest people. But it's supposed to have this skill-based matchmaking. I haven't seen it yet. How have you found it? Like, I know it's the first week, so it's kind of like you're going to be versing people that saying they're level 10, probably would be prestige level 20, whatever, in Black Ops 6 at this time. But you know,
yeah,
you're versing those people. But is the matchmaking good, or is it just a free for all?
No, if I'm honest, it's not. Like, I think, you know, everyone moaned about SBMM, and it's like, I think it's kind of a good thing as well. It's like, I don't know, it's really hard. Like, it's really hard to notice. Like, and do you know what? It does depend on the countries as well, because you know when the French are on, you know when the Americans are on, you know when, like, you know when they're all on. Honestly, like, it's crazy. Don't get me wrong, like, once you play a few games, like, say, like yesterday, me and my sister got a few games in, and I think after the first couple of games, I was picking up, like, you know, I was going up the table, getting best play, or the final kill or whatever. And I think it's the first couple of games, and I don't know why, and I've actually, like, my friends have said this to me, it seems like you really have to warm up to get the feel of everything.
Yeah. The
movement, the lot. And thankfully, thank God for import settings, I have to say. Because if we... knowing me, I'd forget what number I've got on dead zones and this and that. And thank God for that, like, the import settings. Well done, Black Ops. You've done well on that.
See, I overlooked that when I moved over. I was like, just get me through to the game. And yeah. Only, like, I think a day ago or 2 days ago, I was going through settings waiting for someone to log on. I was just like, shit. Important now, like, my performance drastically got much better, because I'm like, oh shit, I know what I'm doing now. It feels normal again. But yeah. Still, I find, like, I would go for like 2 or 3 games, I feel like, yeah, I've got my skills back, I'm okay. And then for like 3 or 4 games then, I'm like, why is people that's prestiged already 3 times in my game? Like, they shouldn't be in my game yet. I just die too many times.
Well, I mean, they are, I don't care what people say, but it's sweaty as hell.
Yeah.
On there. And a lot of people are avoiding now multiplayer. And in fact, they're going back to Warzone, which is on the old system now, if you want to say that, old system, until the new one comes live in, I think it could be within the next month, I think. Which again, I'm looking forward to that, because they've got a new map coming, as well as they're bringing Verdansk back.
I could just tell that's great news for you.
I loved Verdansk, but when they brought it back, I was like, oh yeah, that is a massive hype. But then it died within a few weeks. Again, because like it's the nostalgia feel, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, like, okay, cool. We're going back home, if you like, for Warzone people. But we're never going to have that feeling of like being in lockdown again and having to sweat Warzone because we're locked in.
Yeah.
And it was fun, and we had a laugh, and that we'll never have that again. I'm telling you, it was a shame, but none of us want to go through a pandemic again. So.
I'd rather not.
No, thank you. But no, overall, to basically like say, like multiplayer, yeah, it is good. If you're a camo grinder, then yeah, good. I'd say for that, like headshot. I think it's headshots again. Same stuff as Black Ops 6, all headshots. If you like to grind the masters, like get the badges and stuff, like again, like you have to go in and do kills, however many for each badge. So yeah, but I usually stick to certain maps. I've always been on a small map type of girl, but I have been exploring more and getting back into the old maps again because I thought it's easier for the grind, really. Like it's got smaller maps, and it is sometimes, but. It depends. It really does depend on the time that you go on. It depends on who you're playing with, what your squad's like as online as a whole, and then like what you're feeling on the day. Like there could be there's days where I'm being shot and I'm going boom, 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 boom like that. I'm being shot left, right, and centre, and I can't get a look in.
Yeah. And
that's how it is now. But you've really got to be like. You want to get the kills in, you have to be a sweat.
Yeah.
Like that's how it feels now. So I'm like sliding, turning, doing boof boof like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, like I think it's more about the grind now.
Yeah. Well,
I'm only doing it for the grind.
Yeah. So you brought up all like the sliding and all that, all the new movement system, and obviously. They'd be able to jump off the walls and stuff. Not a big fan. Is it a game changer, all this movement, or is it just a gimmick and it's just gonna get boring?
It's gonna. I think it's old. It's old news. In the words of Trump. Fake news. It's proper. I think it was Advanced Warfare, wasn't it? Like that type of movement. With jetpacks and stuff like that. Thank God, because there was a rumor before this came out that jetpacks were coming. Well, they were coming back, and I was like, oh my God, this is going to cause trauma. It's going to cause all sorts of problems, and thankfully they didn't. But with this movement, like the wall jumping and stuff, like don't get me wrong, like last night I landed a pretty good kill. By just I wall jumped and shot somebody, then came back down to the ground.
Nice.
And I was like, that was decent. But my problem, the wall jumping is a problem. Now you do have an option to turn that off.
Oh, do you?
You do, yeah. And I looked at the settings for that, and I tested it out. I was like, okay, yeah, it just feels like basic COD, like you know. You do have the option for that, but then everyone is doing the wall jumping, and you know, I feel like people are gonna have issues with that, and you're gonna hear the 10-year-old scream like they're so annoyed because of this situation, or the guy on mic like going no, because of being wall jumped. Like, I think it's gonna be a problem. It is, but they were that skill issue.
Yeah, see, I like it, but. I'm crap at it. Like I'll attempt to do it and I'll miss and then I get killed. But I feel like the whole I'm so glad they didn't bring all the jetpacks and all that stuff back from Advanced Warfare, because I feel like that would just make the game even worse. It had such a bad reputation back in the day.
It did.
So I'm glad maybe they have just toned it down with the wall jumping and stuff, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But like, with all that, with that kind of stuff, does it change your gameplay style? Because obviously you have people back in Black Ops 6, like with snipers, with like the campers, which I absolutely hate. I hate games that the constant just lying in the corner sniping away. Has that basically got rid of all that now because it's much quicker movement and stuff?
Oh boy, no. Oh boy, no. The campers are still there. It's real. They all are there. And it is ridiculously... Honestly, the camping is at its highest.
Right.
Don't care what game... Like, even for Black Ops 6, it's at its highest. BO7 at its highest. People do not want to move. And I've got to the point where... Now, I used to be scared about going on mic. And you know what it's like for women going on Call of Duty? They hear a female and they're like, oh, make me, do this, that, and have a go at you and all this. I actually got on the mic and I was like, will you actually play and move? Like, play the game. I understand if you're using a sniper, but some snipers move. They don't camp in one spot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Nuketown, for example, like if you're on the yellow side of the house, so where the garage is, and there's like that little alleyway there on the left-hand side, and there's this big like box thing next to the fence. You can guarantee there's somebody sniping there, or they will be behind the garage, and they'll be boom, boom, like that. They'll just stay there, and they will. But it's like, come on, move, man. Move. Like, play.
Yeah.
Some people actually, with snipers, they run, slide, shoot, even with a sniper. And it's really frustrating. Campers arrive. They need their own map.
Yeah.
If you want to camp, then I suggest Treyarch or whoever actually give them a perk called Camper. Give them a tent. And actually sit on a map where they can actually try, I don't know, sit down and shoot each other, maybe.
There'd be no death. Everyone would just be waiting for someone to give up and move.
Yeah, it's like Squid Game, but COD version,
Yeah. It's like, I get so frustrated by snipers and campers to the point where I'm just there like, well, I'll fucking try it then. And then I'll sit there for like a minute being like, I'm bored now. And then I'll get up. As soon as I start moving, I'll get sniped. I'm like, yep. I just don't know how people do it. Like, I don't have the patience to just wait. I'd rather just run around. Yeah, I'll get killed more, but at least you're in the action and not just waiting. But no.
Yeah, it's annoying. But, I mean, there are times people are like, oh, well, I'm camo grinding, I'm having to do headshots, and that's fine. But you do get people that take the mick.
Yeah.
They really do. But the movement, like, I say, like, even when you say about movement and that and the camping and stuff, like, how can you experience the movement if you're camping all the time? You're not going to be jumping or doing whatever, and it's like, man, come on. Dude, go to the hard point. Come on.
Just work as a team.
Domination. Like, C is like being taken over, yet you're over there camping, sniping, like, doing whatever. And you could have easily gone and grabbed that area.
Yeah.
C or A or whatever. Go grab it. But no, you're too busy about you doing you. Like,
just play team deathmatch. Get out of the objective ones, because you're not helping the objective. You're just getting the kills, which doesn't help at this point. My worst one is like kill confirmed, when they kill people and then the tags don't get collected, and you're just like, well, that's just a waste of a kill. Like, you're not helping the team at all.
I remember back in Vanguard, some guy got really aggy on mic, and he was shouting down and he was like, will you collect the tags? That is the whole point of the game. Instead of just shooting and staying where you are, grab the tags, then we wouldn't lose the game. Because it also goes against your KD, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, you lose. It goes your career stats and whatever, like the amount of losses and wins and stuff like that, and it does go against you. But if you don't play the game properly, you ain't gonna get them stats.
No.
And if you are a hardcore COD player who does care about stats, then that's gonna be very frustrating.
No, yeah, 100%. I get annoyed so many times where I'm just there like, you're sniping all these people, there's all tags there, but then I'm like, well, I'll run and go get all the tags then. But then I get a death out of it, or like I get killed out of it, and I'm just there like, I'm doing your dirty work picking up your tags here. Just get up yourself and do it. But I find it very frustrating. So yeah, we've got 18 new maps. Any favourites, or any ones that you'd like? Nah, can't play this one anymore.
Multiplayer wise, do you know what? Actually, Raid.
Nice.
And that is an old school map as well, but I feel like at the moment it's the only enjoyable map, if you like. Obviously, you remember all the spots and where, where's the best area to, where they're going to be. You know what I mean? Like, whereas, which one was it? Was it, I think it might have been Cortex. What's it called? Cortex weren't bad. But there was one, that it looks quite snowy. It's got snow on it. Look, quite a bit of snow and icy. Like this, like icy feel, like I can't remember what you call the map now, but that one very like that's sniping central map. That like you have to climb up in the center of the map. There's this like a plane crashed or something like that, and like again like that you can sit in there and be snipe happy. Or next to that there's like this a rock like platform rockery area, and again like you've got 3 options, well, so you've got this area here that you can look down to that way, and then you go that way, and guaranteed like if you keep moving around and that you'll be able to get the people running around who are scattered everywhere on the enemy side and get a fair amount of kills. Like obviously knowing people, they'll just stay there and then end up getting killed because they know you're there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not my favourite, that one.
Fair.
No. I would have to find out the name for you, but yeah, that's not my favourite one. But Cortex, I did free for all for the first time in a few years, actually, the other night on Cortex. And I have to admit, like, I came first. I was like, woo! For my first game back on that. And it was quite nice, the feel of it, with that. And the map itself is quite diddy, not too big, not too small. There's a little camping area, obviously. They're always on the map. But yeah, no, I think they're good. But I think obviously when the town comes back, everyone's going to be on that.
Yeah, great.
That is the go-to.
So we've touched on obviously multiplayer being a bit of a disappointment, but you're one of the people that go through it and try to grind all the guns and stuff like that and get epic at it. What is your current go-to loadout? What gun have you grinding at the moment, and what perks have you kind of gone for?
What's it is? I started off with a assault rifle. It was called it was a mod zero. I'm gonna have to grab it. Bear with me. Hold on.
No worries.
Flipping now. It's actually meta at the minute. And I've been grinding that one. Black Ops 7. The M15 Mod Zero is an assault rifle.
Right.
So again, it does depend on the type of like stuff that you have on there, like the optics on that one when it's default. Is a bit of an issue with it. Like, but if you switch it to the It doesn't have it on here actually. There were, because on your loadouts itself, like as a new game, you'll have your default and you'll have like a different type, a custom type. Now on the default version, actually, it turned out to be better than the custom one, because for some reason the optic it had two optics, one on the end and one in the middle. And it had the little pinpoint in the middle one, so I think that's too distracting. Whereas the other one, it had like it was the optic glass effect.
Right.
Micro, I think it's one of them anyway. But that is a good one to use for that. So, but the perks wise, I've actually been going to. It's going to be a mouthful. Strategist, because of XP. For one. And we know from the last game, if you do that, then you use the counter UAV, normal UAV. This one is the same, even scout as well, and for the harp to grind that, get all that XP in.
Yeah.
So those perks are good. With this one though, like you can mix it. So you've got and they're with colours. So obviously you've got red, green and blue. Now you can go either half red or half green, or half red, half blue, or yada yada. And if you're a person that's all about XP, the green one is the best one for you. And like I said about using the score streaks, you get them quite quickly, and like the points are cheaper. So like you got to say, I don't know, get up to 500 for say a century, or whatever you've got set, or whatever that's under the category for that strategist. Fucking hell. So you've got to get them in, and they're cheaper to do compared to, like, say, your normal one, like the red one or the blue one. So I think that's quite good. Like I like that, and I'm an XP girl. Like since the new game's come out, it's a race now to Masters, the Master Prestige. So, and I want this time round. I got to 470 odd on BO6. I really want to get to 1,000. So I'm going to get there.
So that definitely answers my next question. Are you going to be grinding it this year, or are you going to go back to Black Ops 6? Are you going to try? It depends.
I want to. I do. And with Weapon Prestige being on there this time round, I feel it's going to be a long haul, put it that way, for this. Because they've put it on every weapon. They've put it on, everything else that we've got on there to grind, the master badges, the camos, even for campaign, camos in there. And then, your rank as a whole. I feel like my rank is very important. Like, I really do have to grind that. Like, I have to get to 1,000. And I think already I'm on, what day are we? How many days has it been out now? Since last Friday. So by Sunday, I've got to Prestige 1, and I'm level 21, and yesterday I got it up to about 29 now, so I'm not far from Prestige 2.
God damn. I'm on, I think I'm only on like 38. I haven't prestiged yet, so you spent a lot more time on it than me, or you're just much better. I think that might be the combination of both, because I'm not compared to you, I'm in the basic league.
No, I wouldn't even call. Do you know what? A lot of people say to me, "Are you a pro at COD?" And I'm like, I wouldn't call myself a pro, no. But I mean, I'm not bad, but I'm not good either. You know what I mean?
I would describe you as highly skilled.
Really?
Yeah. I can't keep up with you anyway, so.
I know, but there's games where I'm like getting. Again, and this is multiplayer. Like, it depends on the game and what's going on, but I can get like only 15 kills. But then I can get onto a game and get over 100 kills. Do you know what I mean?
Damn.
Me and my friend Lee, like, I don't usually go on core mode anymore. I don't. Like, I love hardcore. And honestly, I went on core one time, and it was so bad. I was like, I'm going to rage in a minute. I'm going to rage quit. get me off this. But then I thought, okay, give it another chance. It's been a while, probably since Cold War, to be fair. I done it again, and I got 104 kills, man, on hijacked.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, okay, this is crazy. But again, it's warming up. It's about like, have a few games, warm up, and then boom, I'm there. I've got 104 kills like from a game, and you know what I mean. And it's the fact that you got to warm up to do that.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm hoping once you had like the first 2 weeks on it, and all the sweats are leveled up enough so they're not in the beginner lobbies, the basic people lobbies, it might even out a bit. But you're going to be with all the sweats because you're really good at the game.
Honestly, like my sister, my wife, everyone that says to me, like, they don't like joining my like me being the leader of the party type of thing, because we always go into my lobbies and honestly they're sweaty as hell. And I don't think it matters where you go, if I'm honest. Like whether if it's my sister was the leader of the group, or my wife, or my friend Lee, or anything like that. But honestly, it you go into a sweaty lobby regardless.
Yeah.
Wherever you go. I don't know if they do that by your KD or by your stats anyway. I don't know if they do generally do that by your gameplay, and like where they place you type of thing. I don't know if they do that, but yeah, there's been times where like it's all the same. It don't look no different to me, but then there is like, oh okay, yeah, they look quite botty.
Yeah. I really hope it will even itself out over the next few weeks for that, just because obviously everyone starts at the same level. So fingers crossed it will all even out.
We hope. Activision, sort it. Come on.
keep in touch.
Yeah.
So, Boltz, would you like to give a shout out to yourself? Where can people find you? And everyone can give you a big follow.
So I'm on TikTok as TTV Boltziiee, and the same on Twitch as well. So yeah, that's where I'm at. If anyone wants to come over, and I'm live pretty much every day of the week, to be fair. So yeah.
Sick. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Boltz, for coming in, and make sure you give Boltz a big follow on all the socials. I'll put the description, the link for you as well. So hit that like button and subscribe for more COD content coming soon, and we'll see you next one. Thank you.